When you were a kid, did you collect anything?
It's the best collection I've ever seen.
I wouldn't doubt it.
There's one country star that has gotten back in to his kid collecting days because he's so bored during the pandemic. We'll get to that this week in the Country Music Update. I'm Greg Reynolds. First, we say thank you to Jon Pardi and his beautiful wife, Summer, for joining us for a little Zoom party with some of our amazing listeners and fans a couple of nights ago. And what I didn't expect in talking to Jon was for him to say, "Hey, Summer, come on over."
There's Summer.
Hi, Summer.
Hi.
Any questions
about your
Summer?
first date? What was your first impression of Jon?
It was hilarious. It was nice. It was a nice breath of fresh air.
And I was tall.
And he was tall. It was good.
Who dropped the first "I love you"?
Jon.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Gotta be honest, kind of surprised that Jon dropped the first "I love you." Now I kind of want to know that story. What they did tell us, well, at least Jon, was about the stress of planning a wedding during a pandemic. They got married a couple of months ago, and what are some of the things are that he will always remember from that special day?
I think like Summer walking down the aisle and how we weren't like crying. Like it was like fun and we're like, let's get this shit over with. Like, cause like 3 different plannings and all this stuff and uninvited people, but like we were so happy, and I feel like that was something I remember when we thought we were gonna be like, oh my god, like crying and stuff, but it ended up being like we were just so happy.
And speaking of the pandemic, I asked you actually what you used to collect as a kid. For me, I collected comic book cards, and I brought them into a comic book store maybe 10 years ago now, because comics were hot. Marvel movies were just hitting their peak, and everything was going like this. I was like, I got a bunch of comic book cards. I'm going to be rich. Brought them into the store, and the guy's like, you wasted more gas money getting here than I would ever give you for your collection. So my collecting days weren't that special, but maybe yours were. Dallas Smith is getting back in to his collecting days because, well, there's nothing else to do during the pandemic. Here's what he told me this week.
Dude, being a sports fan, it's all about sports cards. I was into it as a kid, heavy into baseball cards as a kid. I was one of those, like Griffey Jr., the iconic cards, I had as a kid. And so I've gotten back into that.
Maybe one of the things you collect is old albums, CD covers or album covers. We've got a triple album coming from one of my absolute favorites, Eric Church.
I have 3 albums coming out in April. They came out of my 28 days in the mountains of North Carolina, where the songs were recorded and written. Collection is entitled Heart and Soul. We have exclusive white vinyl versions for you, but more importantly, the middle record "and" was made for and only available to you. It's been a long 10 months. With the power of music and the love for each other, we will get through this. We will gather again soon. I cannot wait to play this music for you live. It is the very best we've ever made. In the meantime, hope you enjoy the records.
Pre-sale on the 29th if you want to sort of get a few songs early. And finally, we say congratulations to Gabby Barrett and her hubby Cade. They had a beautiful little baby girl earlier this week, Bayla May. And since I always want to do digging, I always love the story behind kids' names. So hopefully we'll get to talk to Gabby at some point and find the inspiration behind where Bayla comes from. But check out the beautiful picture. For more country music updates and my full conversation with Jon Pardi, subscribe to this YouTube channel, Barn 49. I'm Greg Reynolds with another country music update.